Auntie Pat, actress, writer, 1920 to 1994. She died aged 74, and in accordance with her last wish, found her final resting place cemented here in the theatre's hallowed walls. She's not a troublesome ghost. They all think of her as Auntie Pat, their guardian, and everyone describes her corner of the theatre as warm, comfortable even. But woe betide anyone who blocks Auntie Pat's view. Theatre staff know that when she can't see the stage, the temperature of this area drops radically. Fact or fiction? Does Auntie Pat really haunt the theatre, making her presence known to those who inadvertently block her sight lines? Or is Betty's ghost just another theatrical invention?
Basically, every time we come in, we have to say, hello, Auntie Pat. We don't have to, but we do. If we cover up the scenery, the show does go downhill. And if you, as soon as you uncover it, so there's something in it. I don't know what, but there's something in Auntie Pat. But bless her, she's been there a while now.
The other Boxing Day, we were busy with only about 4 of us and the staff and a full house. I was in the flies pulling the scenery up and down, my technician was on the switchboard, and all of a sudden things started to go wrong. The switchboard crashed, half the lights failed, I put the wrong scenery in without knowing, and it was general mayhem. And then someone actually said to me, have you said good morning to Aunt Pat? Well, both me and Justin had said, oh no, we haven't. It started to go right from there on. Now, again, it's one of those things, but we've now got the habit of saying good morning or good night to Aunt Pat.
But will Aunt Pat make her presence known to the team? As the Ghost Watch continues, investigator Andy Matthews gets a strange calling to the stage.
Well, I was sitting up in the control room, and I suddenly got the impression that I should go downstairs with this digital camera. I don't know why. So I did that, walked onto the stage, put my arms out and said, OK, if there's anybody here, can you possibly let me know that you are here? So I thought, OK, I'll give it a bash. And I stood there, and first I pointed the camera to stage right, then I pointed it to stage left. Then I had a complete change of direction, took 2 steps back over here, stood here, took another 2 steps back, and fired off a shot, expecting, obviously, nothing. But we got 3 orbs. Quite incredible. I don't know how it happened. It's can be a bit spooky, can't it? You know, we don't know what's going on, but...
So what was the feeling you got that made you think there might be orbs down here?
It was nothing. It was just popped into my head. I'm going to go downstairs and take a photograph. It's difficult to explain this type of thing. You know, it just hits you like an idea does sometimes, and you just go with your own instincts. And I felt that I had to come down here with the digital camera and try it out. And hey presto, there we go. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that.
What's the theory about orbs? What are these balls of light, or what might they be?
Well, the main theory is that they're the what's left of the human spirit. Once the body and flesh, blood, and bone dies, that's the energy part of the human spirit that survives and goes on to heaven knows where. It's just the energy. It's just an energy ball. That's as much as we can dare to hazard a guess at, really. I don't think it's camera phenomena. I don't think it's dust. If it is dust, they're very intelligent pieces of dust. They just seem to pop up, not on command, but 9 times out of 10, if a sensitive feels that there's one there, and a shot is taken, especially on Digicam, then 9 times out of 10 they're going to get a result, and I can't explain that. It's one of the great fascinating parts about doing this kind of work. You know, the more you do it and the more evidence you see, the more you want to carry on and find out what is actually going on.
Andy is convinced that the orbs are no camera trick, but some experts suggest that they are a common feature with the lenses of digital cameras that are super sensitive to reflections and rogue light sources.
I've got another one.
Other investigations have also shown the orbs to be particles of dust. But who better to know about the paranormal at the theatre than those who work there day and night?
Richard Thomas is the technical director of this theatre, and for the most part, he and the rest of the staff coexist with the ghosts. They're just part and parcel of the job. But not all ghosts are benign and friendly. Late one night, Richard was closing down the theatre. Nothing unusual, same routine every night. But something struck him as unusual that night. Richard first noticed that 5 of the theatre seats, all in a row, were down, as if sat on by 5 invisible friends. From a distance, he just assumed the seats needed oiling. But as he drew closer, he could hear the sound of the rustling of feet and the creaking of floorboards. His bravery waned as he got closer, edging slowly towards the seats. And when he was just feet away, the seats suddenly flipped up with a massive clap. Richard was paralyzed with fear. He tried to rationalize the situation, coming to the conclusion that the vibrations from the old building must have caused them to suddenly free themselves. But as he walked past the seats, he noticed a chill in the air, a coldness in just 5 seats. He could contain his fear no more and backed away from the seat slowly. And as he did so, his eyes fixed on the 5 seats. 4 of them flipped back down, slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Richard froze, his eyes fixed on the 5th seat. He backed off again, and suddenly the seat flew down with such force that the whole row of seats shook and the clatter echoed through the darkened theatre. He ran as fast as he could, leaping over seats in his efforts to escape. He swears to this day that he could hear guffaws of laughter from behind him. Compared to some of the theatre's visitors, though, Richard was rather lucky. Oh yes, he was rather lucky.
So far, video cameras have yet to record any trace of the Theatre Royal's ghosts. But another clairvoyant member of the team arrives, Paul Hanrahan. He appears to make contact with Sarah, one of the theatre's most reported ghosts.
If I'm not careful, I'm going to go into trance, and I don't want to do that now. So can I stop, please? Sorry.
But can they really communicate with the dead? Join us later.